Greetings and salutations, everybody. We're back with more Dungeons and Dragons. Excellent.
Hooray!
And Cameron's back.
What?
Hooray!
Well,
Wait. I did not approve. No, it's like...
kind of. You'll see. So we're going to start things off with a little bit of a wind back in time. Not very long, and this hopefully won't take very long.
All right. Yep.
So, back to when you guys stepped through the door into, and the rest of the party fell into the cave. Cameron, you stepped through the door into another room.
Oh, no. Is it a bar, at least? Is it a bar with, like,
No,
people in it?
it looks like it's a...
Well,
I'll put it this way. First off, it's very hot. It's a dry heat, at least.
Oh, well, fine.
It is also very, very, very dusty.
Okay, sure.
You are standing what looks like, at a guess, looks like it's a sort of a study, almost like, it's a room that's sort of like a study belonging to someone, at a guess, probably someone very, very, very wealthy. But it looks like it's been abandoned for a very, 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 very long time.
Huh. Is there any, like, furniture nearby with, like, monograms or other, like personalization notes on them or anything like that that I can use? Or
sorta. It's hard to make it out because almost all the furniture and such looks very old and decrepit and sort of breaking down.
Well.
It looks like it's sort of, normal furniture that's been abandoned for round about a millennia.
Okay.
Though there are some stylistic items that look vaguely familiar to you.
Oh, okay, fine. Let's look at those items then. Sure, why not?
Like stylistically, like the molding around the doors feels sort of homey.
Wait. Homey, as in like
it looks like it's, this looks like someone from your time built designed the place.
Right. Got it.
Homie, don't play that.
This feels like it's from my era.
Yes, your era, absolutely.
Okay.
Though it's a little odd. Definitely it has there's definitely a fire motif around the place.
Is there a window I could look outside?
Absolutely.
Okay, sure. Let's
let me bring you everybody to you look out the window, and I'm going to drag everybody over here to make things easier. And you basically see that.
So no neighbors or anything, right?
Well, no, actually, not really. I mean, you see off in the distance, you see what look like large sort of humanoid beings that look like they're made out of, walking bonfires, sort of wandering around off in the distance.
So I don't see a driving range, so we're not at a country club. Got it.
But yeah, it looks like nobody's...
I was going to say, the view is gorgeous, so...
But it's... Yeah, when you look out the window, you are very glad the window is still somewhat intact, because it is very hot out there.
Right, you could probably... Placing Cameron would place his hand on the window and immediately pull it back like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Exactly. It's fortunately not actually glass. I guess it probably would have melted, but
Cameron's main instinct would be, here's a room full of books and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
He's going to quickly see if there's any books that are like in good order to steal.
Sure, there are some that you can. The problem is when most of the books here, while they are definitely made out of more durable than normal paper stuff, everything has been sort of hyper dehydrated here, as if you put it like in a dehydrator for about a millennia.
Right.
A lot of stuff that is anything that's organic, sort of, if you touch it, kind of crumbles into dust, basically.
Right. It's like, and Cameron has a thought about what this place might be, or at least the domain it falls under. But he's gonna think that the big assumption about where he is. He's thinking he's in Pyrrhus's crib.
That's entirely possible. And as you as you wander through the place, you eventually walk into what looks like sort of almost
say Arizona.
almost a throne room to some degree. And what you see is there's a throne, and on the throne is a body reclining sort of in a sort of almost a posture that looks like it's very surprised. And there is a
Just
large
a skeleton. It's just a skeleton doing the Home Alone face.
kinda. Not exactly that, but it has that sort of feel. There's a very large blade shoved into its chest, which would have been pinning the body to the throne, shoved into the stone of the throne itself is made out of stone.
Right.
And there is a large curved sword, sort of slightly curved sword, almost like a scimitar. Made out of, it's sort of mostly made of iron, but it's got brass details in it. That's shoved like into the chest and then into the throne, would have pinned the body to the throne.
And pulling that sword out is not going to be easy, if not outright possible, huh?
If you want to try, you're welcome to do so.
He's going to try.
All right.
The one true king.
Okay, Skitch. Actually pulling out isn't as hard as you think from a strength point of view. What I need from you, however, is a con check to be able to hold onto the blade, the handle, because it's very hot.
Con save?
Con save, yes.
You got it. Okay. Let's see here. That's an 8, so not
8.
particularly.
All right. Skitch, you have a choice now. You can either let go of the handle, or you can, if you want to pull it out, accept the fact you're going to take damage.
Sure, let's just pull the damn thing out.
All
Let's
right.
take damage. Let's fucking go.
You're going to take 2d6 fire damage.
Nice.
Take 6 points of fire damage. And your hands are kind of blistered. But you're able to pull the blade out of the throne. And the skeleton sort of collapses in on itself at this point.
By the way, skeleton, I'm going to guess that the head has like a cavity for one eye.
You are correct, sir. It's a very large skeleton also. It's a large throne.
Right.
Yeah, that's the other thing you notice. Like, this place is scaled for someone a bit larger than a normal human.
Yeah.
Say roughly, Cyclops sized.
So like Cameron's just like, so this looks the sort of like, and the main thing he's looking at in there is like he's kind of curious about if the runes or markings on the blade itself, if they remind him of any particular entity or culture from his time.
No, actually, it looks very odd. Like, there are definitely some elements of style from like the north. Like, and there's elements of style from both from the northern part of the continent and from little bits of like sort of the east, sort of a little blend of that. But like, it doesn't look like anything you've seen before. Honestly, it looks a little odd.
Right. Well, he's gonna hold on to the sword for as much as he can before it's too painful to hold on for much longer.
If you think if you actually like wrap something around it, you might be able to hang on to it for now.
Yeah, my assumption is that it's not that the sword itself is generating heat or anything. It's more that it's just been in a hot oven for a while, so it's
basically
just hot
yes.
from that. Yeah, so he's gonna take the precautions to take the stuff with him. Yeah.
Sure. All right. The next thing that you actually hear, though, is you hear sort of as you're sort of looking around, you hear sort of a sibilant sort of hissing voice or hissing noise sort of from sort of behind you.
Okay, cool. Kevin's going to turn around and accept his death then at that point.
All right. Well, standing there, you see a gaunt humanoid figure dressed in very sort of simple gray, wearing sort of like very sort of indistinct, sort of what looks like maybe leather armor, maybe. Sort of has sort of grayish tinge to it with a sort of grayish robe with a hood pulled down over its eyes. Its arms are sort of crossed with its hands in its sleeves, and it's sort of looking at you. Can tell it's looking at you, though you can't see its eyes. The anomaly has been found.
Hey, what? Sorry.
The anomaly has been found.
Oh crap! It's one of these guys.
I mean, the sword is a little weird, but I wouldn't call it an anomaly.
Anomalies must be corrected. and it slowly starts walking towards you. I would like you, Skitch, to give me in earlier versions of D&D, I would say a willpower save, but so basically pick a mental stat save, either wisdom or charisma, I would say. As sort of a will save effect.
Cool. We'll do charisma in this case here.
Absolutely, that's fine.
I'm gonna invoke my
Absolutely.
reroll there.
6 is not a good roll, no.
No. Let's see if we can get. Okay, 6 it is.
6 it is.
right.
Yeah. This thing there's a palatable air of dread and unreality about this thing. You want to be nowhere near it.
I mean that you did not need to have me roll. So
This is true.
Like
the
that.
roll was basically, you don't really have a lot of choice about this. You kind of want to run away. You kind of have to run away to some degree.
Gosh,
Cameron
has
goes
a really
joints.
bad idea. Cameron has a really bad idea, Peter.
Okay, what is your really bad idea?
There's a window probably nearby, isn't there?
Sure.
Is jumping through the
Terrible
window
idea.
an option?
I mean, technically, sure.
Unless this person's if the person's not blocking the door out of the room,
They are blocking the door you came in through. There is another door in the room.
Oh well, then Cameron will go.
Yeah,
for
you
that
basically
door
look.
then.
I could dive through the window, but there's a door there.
But there's also a window, and Glix would think that's cooler. But Glix isn't here, so
Glix
I
isn't
guess,
here. Glix is also. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
Cue the Scooby-Doo chase music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Na, 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 na.
but yeah.
Someone play something vaguely poppy from the 60s.
But Cameron guns it for the other door.
All right. You book it through the door, and you run through a few rooms, and realize that you don't see it at the moment. Although you hear off in the distance what sound like very calm, measured walking footsteps.
He's going to slasher movie you, dude.
Like Cameron, once the sword is cool enough to kind of strap in somewhere, he's going to do so, and
Okay.
then it's just going to keep running.
All right. You keep running. You eventually see what looks like a large, might be like the front door to the place, which seems a little odd because it doesn't. It looks like it's not. It looks like it. From what you remember seeing through the windows you pass, it looks like it probably is facing out over a cliff.
Well, listen. My assumption is that there's got to be a ladder or something out those doors. So sure, let's just pop open that door and take a look.
All right, you pop
outside.
up the door and you see what looks like blackness beyond, and it doesn't feel hot or anything like that. It's just inky blackness directly ahead of you.
Well, okay, Cameron just sees that, wow, that practically feels air conditioned relative to here.
It does.
And he just sort of jumps on into
All
the
right.
darkness.
You jump into the darkness. You feel like you are sort of falling for a brief period of time, but not very long as you land at your feet in what feels like an alleyway. It is much, much cooler than where you were before, and slightly damp. It's also less dry.
Oh gosh.
You have a horrible sense of vertigo. And feel utterly exhausted.
Cool.
And then you pass out.
Let me roll to see if I pass out. Oh yeah, I pass out. I rolled on my pass out table. I rolled a 1 on a 1-to-1, so I passed out.
I also realized I forgot to change scenes. I apologize to the chat and to our live viewers, so you can actually see the visual.
Yeah.
That is what Cameron saw out the window. I do apologize. You should have seen. You all should have seen that.
Cameron's adventures in Fireland.
In fire, yes, it is basically the elemental plane of fire. All right, Cameron, you pass out.
Sweet.
When you come to, you don't know how long it's been. Your burned hands have been dressed, which is about the only good news. You find
Okay.
yourself wearing basically just your shirt and pants. You can't see any sign of your other gear, and you are sitting in a dank, unpleasant cell. Sort of like a prison cell almost.
Cool.
You can see other people here all wearing sort of rags and such, and look like they're all sort of downtrodden and not in good spirits.
All right.
And that wraps up where Cameron's been.
Sweet.
Oh, the other important note is that about half the people you see in the cells here are Merfolk.
All right. That probably has nothing to do with anything. Cool.
Probably
All
not, no. Unimportant.
None of them are as fabulous as Cedo.
Well, the fact they're wearing rags probably has something to do with that.
Hey, Cedo could rock the look.
I mean, sure, but at any rate. And now we cut...
Bowie would look good in rags.
Anyways, we should cut over to the rest of the party, who are in the hotel room as the investigator from the city watch is arriving.
All right.
I was never here. I hide.
All right.
As the party has been sitting there looking at the evidence that Glix appropriated from the embassy that's out on the table.
Open up the bag, scoop it into the bag.
Would you care to explain
Dimensional
why
void,
you all decided?
go!
Would you care to explain why you all decided to get involved in a political incident?
It's not a political incident.
I mean,
An embassy is on fire in a nation that you just arrived in, dealing with things that you have nothing to be involved with, and you just poke your noses right into it and get involved with it?
okay, Cedo, an embassy is on fire where a bunch of vagabonds from outside the city and the country just arrived. Who do you think they're going to blame?
Technically, Glix, those things would have all been true before you actually went investigating. So she has a point. However, the information that Glix has discovered requires our action. Or at the very least, my action.
I'm
Hey,
not going to
nobody likes
dispute
flavors.
that, but I don't think getting the manner in which we have arrived at this point is particularly prudent.
Listen, all we know right now is that the fucking fuzz is on the way, so you gotta be cool, okay? Ain't nobody seen nothing yet.
I'm going to go and ask them for help.
For what kind of help? With, like, packing?
What?
They're like, help you move furniture? Like, don't talk to the cops! Never talk to the cops!
I'm going to get their help in taking down the slaving ring.
How do you know they're not in on it?
I don't, but more is the reason for me to talk to them. I'll know who to kill.
I mean, fair.
This sounds
I
like the most
appreciate
sensible
your
plan
directives.
here.
I'm going to hide underneath the furniture.
Fair enough.
Kalia, you seem to have the most sensible plan here.
What plan? Oh, you're all idiots! We're all gonna die!
All right. Well, at about this time, there's a knock on the door.
Kalia is strapping her armor on while this conversation is going
Fair
on,
enough.
by the way.
There's a knock on the door. Glix, if you'd like to hide under the bed, you may give me a stealth
Oh, I
roll.
absolutely hide under the bed.
Just like his ears poking out.
You're more than welcome to get... Yep, a stealth 15. Great. Glix is no more. What goblin?
I bring the backpack with all the evidence with me.
I figured. All right. There's a knock on the door.
All right. Oh, I'll answer it.
Okay, great. Give me 1 second so I can make sure I've got the right name here.
You take point. Cedo will be nearby, but not like standing behind you as though like, we were expecting you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you see a group of police outside and there's a knock at the door, I think you understand who to expect. So,
Tito's on the bed, and the bed just starts like thinking down a little bit, and like, Glix is like, "What?"
Yes. This is how I'm going to enact my vengeance for this whole situation. I'm
How
going
is
to
that
crush
my
Glix
fault?
through the bed. You've put me in an uncomfortable situation, clearly.
Now I have this sneaky notion of like, is Cameron gonna start like, if he's with a bunch of slaves, he's gonna start a slave riot, and then he and Kalia will be attacking the problem from both sides.
That could happen.
You're interested here with
we were
me.
talking before you got here, Peter, and an idea that I came up with was, what if Karen was transported into a situation where it looks like he was responsible for the assassination. But clearly you've gone in a different direction.
Yes, I have. Oh, no. I have other plans. Anyways, the door opens and you see the best adjective to describe this person is rumpled. Ruffled, rumpled, frumpled, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I called him the frumpy guy.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, he is wearing a very well-worn version of the City Watch outfit. His hair is slightly messy. He seems to have he is human, by the way.
Oh, okay.
He's got a sort of quasi, from what you can say, like, at a guess, he's got a 5 o'clock shadow that is very much basically permanent. Like, no matter what he does, he just can't, it doesn't go away permanently.
It's like
the eternally haggard individual.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the Santa Claus. He shaves it off and it immediately grows back the 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah, basically.
He tries to grow it out, it just stays.
He's got very, very, he looks very worn down and tired, but there is sort of a glint of very, very sharp intelligence in his eyes. His very pale, sort of gray eyes. Greetings. I'm Detective Arn Vale, investigator of the Sultesh Watch. I'm sure you're all aware, there was an incident last night at the embassy of the Cardul embassy, and I'm just looking into some things, just talking to everybody in the local area about what happened, and making sure that if you happen to have seen or heard anything, I'd like to hear it. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Certainly.
Excellent.
Please come in, Detective.
Thank you. He walks in, sort of looks around the room.
Is he with his entourage?
There are a couple of watchmen who stand outside the door.
That's fine. Like, you can't bring the entire unit in here. Look, this is a budget room.
No. He's very aware of that. All right. So, how long have you all been here in Sultesh, if I might ask?
We arrived yesterday.
Interesting.
You may have heard about that event.
Oh. To do with the turtle, huh?
That would be correct.
Ah, I see. Interesting. So you arrived yesterday, and then that evening is when the incident happened.
We have an impeccable sense of timing.
Apparently you do. So, if you don't mind, anything you guys may have heard, any of you might have heard, seen, anything like that might be of help to my investigations. We're trying to figure out exactly who might have set the fires and stolen a few things from the embassy, and what might have led to some deaths. So we're investigating arson, murder, and theft.
From what we understand, the ambassador had no shortage of enemies. In the one afternoon that I've been here, I've spoken with multiple people who seemed to think that he was an awful waste of space, and that even the criminal underworld has no reason to deal with him. And as it turns out, we now have reason to believe that he was involved in a slaving ring in this area.
You can see him sort of tracking things like, okay, yep, all right, I've got questions to ask about that, like okay, wow, they're really well informed for having been here for a short time. Wait, slaving ring? He arches an eyebrow at that.
For the record, I would like to declare that I have many witnesses stating that I was nowhere near here last evening. I did my
through the bed. Shut up!
Kalia
is the bed talking?
Looks at Sita like, all right.
Is the bed talking? Oh no, he counts the room. Ah, the goblin's not here.
As I was going to say before non-canon stuff started happening, you can confirm with the innkeeper that I performed my sets, and then I went and visited my family in the crafts district.
That's good to know. Slaving ring, you say?
Yes.
If I may ask, where did you hear this?
Kalia's going to look down at the table. And realize that Injure has taken all of the evidence.
Injure hasn't taken
Glix did.
anything.
Oh, sorry, Glix. My
Injure
mistake.
ain't done shit. That's what he's gonna tell the cops when it comes.
He looks down at the table. Looks at Kalia. Looks around the room.
Kalia is going to tap her foot.
If you don't mind me asking, before I forget to ask this, if I recall correctly from what I heard about your group when they arrived, there were 4 of you, and I see 3.
Yes.
That is correct.
Where's the goblin?
Theodore just points.
Well, I'm sure
Evidently,
that
he is not one to trust authority.
fair enough. That's unfortunate, but I'm not going to argue the point at the moment. Anyways, if you don't mind, so do you have any evidence that would indicate that the ambassador has ties to a slaving ring? That is a serious accusation here in Sultesh.
What does it matter? He's dead.
Well, that would imply that there is a slaving ring here in Sultesh that there is evidence of. And slavery is very, very much against the law here.
Good. Glix, just give me the ledgers.
I'm teleporting out the window. There's a puff of black smoke and I am gone.
Do I see him out of the window?
I teleport after Glix.
You can do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can Misty Step now.
Ninja Paladins get Misty Step as a
Oh
spell.
my God, that's amazing.
I'm a pursuit paladin. Good luck getting away from me.
Injure just looks at Cito, just shrugs. He's like, I have no idea what's going on either.
I will admit, I thought I was going to be able to solve the problem myself, but it seems that Kalia has everything well in hand.
All right, so Glix teleports away, and then Tali teleports directly behind Glix.
Just give me the ledgers and then you can go hide.
When did you men start being able to do that? 1, 2, who gives away someone's hiding spot to the fucking authorities? 3, what is wrong with you for talking to the fucking authorities?
About a week ago, so that I can take down the slaving ring.
We can take down the slaving ring without getting the cops involved because they will blame us for everything because that's what cops do.
Possibly. There are more important matters than my mind right now. Just give me the ledger and you can go and hide if you want to.
Fine, just don't talk to the cops. I was never here. Oh, shut up.
It's going to take them, and she's going to walk back to the room. I literally did just get Misty Step, like the last time we leveled up.
There's an awkward 5 minutes where it's just Cito and
Cito just has her harp out, and she's just kind of strumming it while
Detective
waiting
Vale has found her
patiently.
chair and is just sort of sitting down and is sort of sitting back, waiting patiently. The 2 watchmen who came with him are very surprised to see Kalia walk into the room past them because they know that she was in there just a second ago. I take it you have tracked down your compatriot?
Yes.
Cito strums a motif as Kalia enters. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
She's going to lay out the papers on the table.
He scooches the chair forward a bit and pulls out a sort of pair of Ponce's glasses, pressures them on his nose, and takes a look at the notes. I see. And these were in the ambassador's quarters, apparently?
Allegedly.
By what our companion states, he he procured them after you and yours were already within the structure after the fire was mostly quelled.
Oh my god, you guys are gonna get me hung.
Oh.
You were
If
the
you- if
worst
you- if you-
people on earth.
Hey, I just exonerated you of committing the fire or the murder.
Absolutely gonna put my head on the block. Thanks.
Anytime.
No, it's going to be like a reverse hanging, like they throw up around you, and then they make you float up.
Oh,
Sleep with the gulls.
I see. I thought I did think I saw something or somebody moving around that was keeping out of sight. If that was your friend, if that was your compatriot, he's very, very good at what he does.
He is, and his complete lack of trust for the authority, I imagine, is why he decided to obtain it himself rather than entrust it to potentially a corrupt official or something that perhaps may stumble upon it.
Fair enough, I guess. Interesting.
It'd be a good time to do a what is it? Insight maybe to see if this guy's on that level or not.
If you want to give me an insight check, you're more than welcome to do so.
Cameron will roll insight from his cell to determine how fucked over he is. He can't tell.
You're a little over there.
Well, to see don't injure, he definitely seems like he's actually reasonably on the level. Well, I can't officially investigate this right now. For what I like to call, I didn't acquire this evidence legitimately. Also, I have to track down the murderer and the arsonist. However, he pulls out a notepad and starts taking notes. Unofficially, I can start asking questions based on rumor I've heard that he might have been tied to a slaving ring, and see if I can dig up some information, some evidence of my own that's not officially the stuff you have there.
Sounds reasonable.
I will say, from what I'm reading there and some of the names I'm seeing, I'm very disappointed to say that if you wanted to look into somebody who might be tied to this at a guess, as it were, and a guess made by someone who knows a bunch of people in the area, I would take a look into the people who are running the warehousing districts and the shipping the shipping companies in the warehousing districts specifically. The ones who do the most trade with Cardul, shall we? At a guess to say, shall we say? That's a hunch. And would
That sounds
totally
like
be
that sounds like a reasonable line of thinking.
Yep, I would totally, at a complete guess, and this is not based on any evidence or anything like that, or any opinion of the person, the people involved. I clearly don't have reason to think that they are involved in illicit trade of other sorts. But I have no evidence of that at all at the moment, sadly. But the proprietors and owners of the Black Anchor Trading Company in the warehouse district are totally not people I've been investigating for various other crimes in the past, and very much do not have under the table dealings with Cardul. You did not hear that from me, of course.
Yes, we did not hear anything about things that you do not suspect.
Yes, absolutely. And they totally would have nothing to do with that. They are such fine, upstanding citizens. They would absolutely have nothing to do with the slave trade.
I've only heard my harp strum.
Indeed. If I can get actual evidence, I will make a move of my own. And if I happen to run into you while doing that, I and my people will look the other way. For while I cannot officially condone outsiders staging a guerrilla raid on a upstanding citizen running a trading company because they might suspect he's in the slave trade. I cannot officially condone that. He gives you a very pointed look and a bit of a smirk. And with that, thank you for answering my questions. It is unfortunate I'll not be able to find out who killed the ambassador and set the fire. Unofficially, I very much would like to shake them at their hands and buy them a drink, though I can't do that officially. I hope you all have a more productive day than I do. I have to go talk to people I don't want to talk to. He gets up, sketches a wave, and walks out of the room.
Have a good day.
And Drew just looks around like, did we just talk to the cops and not get arrested?
I mean,
When
that was
did
going
you
to
turn into Glix?
That was going to be the end result one way or another.
In here, as a little sheltered life, but not that sheltered. He knows. Even he has heard the stuff about the guards. Like, well, I guess if they're just gonna let us go at it. Of
Right.
course,
I'm
for now
going-
we gotta find Glix.
Hmm.
Glix, who's meanwhile Glix, and it's just him running across the city.
Alternatively, I stick my hand out the window and I grab him, or like,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like just like, okay, I bet he's actually around here.
So, Glix,
Yeah.
Okay, you can actually come out from under the table, from under the bed now.
No, I
What-
was hiding by the window because I was just going to teleport back inside after the game looking for me.
all right.
oh, that's
You're
why.
looking
That's
the
why.
same
That's
place
why.
twice.
Well, that's why I said. That's why I said the collie just sticks her hand out the window and grabs him. Like,
There's just a scene of Glix getting on like a turtle bus. He's got an enormous mustache on.
All right. So Glix is back in the room. Glix, you were in position to overhear all of that, so you actually did get to hear that.
Yeah. So, sort of dusts himself off and holds himself with as much dignity as can be mustered. So, Black Anchor Company then, huh?
Indeed. I was hoping to avoid having to get involved with things after finally coming home, but it would seem that you're all quite motivated, and I can't say I particularly care for, let us say, indignities within my city.
I don't care about your dignity. I care that you just tried to friggin' like toss me under the cart. Like, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? What's wrong with all of you?
Glix, I understand why you don't appreciate the authorities here, or anywhere. Generally, those in power have systems in place so that the crimes of the weak are punished while their own are simply protected.
That's a much more eloquent way of putting what I've been saying this whole time.
So, I am doing what I can to make sure that the powerful are punished. And I don't care about anything else. That's all. I apologize for getting you in danger in that way. But I'm going to do this with or without your assistance.
Well, yeah, I'm going to help you kill a bunch of slavers. Nobody likes slavers. Also, they're usually rich.
All right. The next time that we come across a situation where we would approach it in different ways, we'll take greater precaution.
Okay,
For my part, I am a citizen of this city in good standing, as is my family. I did not need them being
that is
involved.
my point.
I did not need them being involved in a matter of a political nature.
Then leave the room. Don't throw your friend under the cart.
Jir just looks at everybody else. He's like, Well, I didn't drop the dime on you.
Yeah, short folk gotta stick together, puts his arm around Injir.
You heard how well
French-
informed you heard how well informed that investigator was. Simply leaving
No,
the
he
room
wasn't.
would
He
have
knew
only
nothing
further
about the
implicated
slaver ring.
ourselves.
He knew nothing about the slaver ring. He knew nothing about our involvement until you guys started talking.
What he had was questions, and if we weren't there to answer them, that would be suspicious.
And ain't doing shit without you giving. Never talk to the cops. They take what you hear and they turn it into an easy thing so that they can tell it to the magistrate so that they can fucking hang you. That's how it works.
So then,
Alternate-
let's begin our preparations. This conversation bores me.
Alternately, they end up giving you helpful leads. I understand your point, Glix. It's just that I thought it was the best thing to do in this situation.
Agreed.
Anyway, let's go find some slavers. Black Anchor.
Cut to Cameron trying to keep himself sane while in the room there.
Yep. Well,
And we
actually,
cut
I was
back to
actually
party.
about to cut. Yes, they've decided what they're doing. I'm cutting back over to Cameron briefly. What are you doing currently, Cameron?
49 tankards of ale on the wall. 49 tankards of ale.
Cameron is sizing up the situation and like investigating like the nature of the room, if there's bars, what they're like, what guards there might be around in the area.
All
you
right.
know.
So, I was good. That's good. You do notice that the cells are a little jury rigged. I just realized I didn't drag you guys back to the right map, but I'm going to drag you guys over to map, which is sort of more indicative of where Cameron is at the moment. That is, by the way, this is a much higher quality prison than Cameron is in currently.
Cool.
The area you're in is very much like it is a jury-rigged prison. At a guess, Cameron, it is a warehouse that has been converted into a storage facility for people. So there are barred walls and such. It's very clear that they understand what a prison is supposed to look like, and they did a decent job at it. But was not built from the ground up to be a prison.
Cameron's like muttering stuff to himself, like, "Okay, this is an actual prison. This can't be an actual prison. There isn't enough money being spent on it. So this is being done on the down low."
You are correct.
Trafficking. Like human trafficking, though. Huh.
That's specious.
Well, well,
I imagine it was mostly just, trafficking.
Humanoid trafficking.
well, like
So specious.
I'm.
Sentient.
That is a failing of me, the player, not Cameron. The
Yep,
person.
that's fair.
Gotta keep in mind.
Yeah.
But just
Yeah, we know what you were trying to say.
yeah. So all right, trafficking's being done through this. Then, okay, that way, if I have to put some force on anyone on my way, I'm gonna feel even less not bad about it.
Fair.
All right. So let's next thing.
As to the guards, they are. None of them look like they are professional guards. Professional thugs, sure. They all have that sort of air of back alley brawler types, whom look like they all have that air of local enforcers for the local underground underworld crime group or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
They're the sorts who wears that generally dress in shabby black that doesn't show little marks very well.
Right. One thought I'm now just having is like, I wonder if Cameron should just immediately start stirring up shit here.
It's an option.
It is definitely an option. The one thing you also notice is that you do also overhear down the ways a bit. It sounds like someone who is not one of the quote guards has arrived. And he says, yes, that cage 13, I believe they all look like they're in prime shape to be moved. We should get them ready to ship tonight, I think. I think we found a buyer for them in Kardul, so.
13. Cameron's gonna check to see if there's any indication of which cage he's in.
Not from the side you're on.
Okay. Cameron just sort of tries to see if he can. Well, so he can't see the people that are talking right now, correct?
If you'd like to try to do so without being spotted, you could give me a stealth check.
Sure. Let's do it. All right, 26.
Oh, yeah, no problem. You were able to sort of sneak a look out through the bars of the cage, down the way. They're about 4 cages away from you. There is two of the two guards that you notice are patrolling around down here. There's both of them are human. There is a very large and better equipped looking orc who's standing at a sort of about a half body, about a few feet away from the guy who looks like he's probably important. He's standing at sort of classic bodyguard depth away from his ward, as it were. And you see a merfolk who is very clearly very well off, but has sort of an oily countenance about him. Yes, he understands how to dress well and expensively, yet somehow he just comes across as, greasy, despite that.
The used clam salesman.
Yes.
All right.
What's it going to take to get you to a clam tonight?
All right. Cameron's just thinking, do I make a scene now or do I wait? Cameron just sort of is mulling over that a bit as he sort of just rocks back and forth a little bit. He also just kind of looks around to see if there's anything that he can use to his advantage around here. Probably nothing, but
I guess you can give me a perception or investigate check, I guess.
He's trying to just find something that he could probably pick up and use as I don't know, an improvised weapon or a plate or something there.
You gotta dish it to him.
Sure, you're actually able to find something that you... Actually, sure. 15, that's good enough. You think you're able to actually, you're looking around, you notice that one of the bits of bar that's sort of sticking out below, there's a bit, the bars aren't totally just pure vertical. They're broken into with the bars across. Mm-hmm. It looks like the lowest part one of the bars in the lower part near you, sort of roughly floor level, it's sort of near the corner of the cage, has slightly rusted near the top where it connects to the bar across. And you think you might be able to work it free. It's sort of in a position that you might be able to work a small piece of bar free. Though you wouldn't want to do it right now because will not be quiet to do it. But you think you could probably loosen enough that you could at a pinch pull it free and have yourself a improvised weapon.
Yeah, he's going to prime the bar for.
You could do that, yes.
Yeah. So
but the final pulling it free will be not quiet.
Yeah. All right. And that's what he's going to do for the time being, while trying to keep tabs on what he's seeing here.
Mm-hmm. As I said, most of the people here are merfolk, and everyone looks.
Sure.
As I said, everyone looks sort of. There's definitely an air of very sort of downtrodden. Oh fuck, we are so screwed, and there's nothing we can do about it. About everybody.
Cameron's just saying okay, well, whatever's happening here, I have until tonight to do something about it. So. Time to get ready for it.
All right, so I'm going to cut to the other group for a bit. What are you guys planning on doing? How do you want to approach this?
I don't know what our disposition is going to be, but I'm fairly confident that Cito knows where this is, considering the line of work that her father is involved
Oh yeah, no,
with.
you know okay, Sito, you know the Black Anchor Company. Your father refuses to deal with them because their owner is an asshole.
Question: Is the docks district still within the foreigners district? Like,
No.
are we still in like a?
It is
No.
So
not.
we're in the water.
Okay, so the Docks District is another area that does have a section of it that is bubbled, that it has a bubble around it. So that it is a trade district, basically. It's part of a trade district that trades with the surface, ergo, it needs an area where surface dwellers can go. And it's easier to store some goods in air than it is to store them underwater.
Mm-hmm.
So
That was my primary thing. Like, are we worrying about water in 3D here, or are we in a dry gravity kind of environment?
no, it'll be a dry gravity environment for a lot of reasons. Partially because the other big, it turns out that like maybe if it, unless all of the people they're trading in are merfolk,
Yeah.
a little tricky to keep them underwater then.
I imagine I can find a way there if there isn't that is less than above board that doesn't involve drowning.
I mean, you all can
By
getting there shouldn't be too hard, even if you have to
Okay.
travel underwater. You guys still have a few of the bubble things, so
Right. I'm not wanting to use those if I don't have to.
Right.
There should be. Listen, it's the dock district and the foreigners district. There's going to be like not above board travel.
there's
They
both.
need to move product.
There is both above and below board travel between the two. But yes, there are definitely ways for people to. There are both ways, legit and not legit, to get there from here, because there are people who are in the foreigners quarter who might need to go to the dock district for trade reasons,
Right.
both legal and illegal.
The real question is: do we want to go? Do we want to go there openly and risk, them knowing that we're coming because maybe one of the other cops was on the take, even though the one we were dealing with seemed like he was on the level, or do we want to go in stealthily and try to find a way in on our own?
I mean, there are plenty of ways to handle this.
Kalia is basically just like marching there.
Aha!
Whoa, wait, Kalia, wait. This is kind of my my den, so this is kind of what I do. Let's approach this quiet, so that we can get them without alerting all of their thugs. So we have to fight less of them.
Why would I want to do that?
Because if we fight less of them, it'll be easier to break up the ring. Because the guys without employment will just go elsewhere, and
She
probably
also
not
helps
enslaving.
She also helps with Kalia. They have hostages.
Oh yeah, that too.
I like this idea of like, oh, let's we don't want to fight all of them. Cameron's like, I'm gonna fucking kill all these assholes here.
Well, Collie and Cameron are in agreement.
If I may suggest something.
No,
My
you don't get to suggest anything because he threw me under the cart. We're gonna do this
So
quiet, okay?
So my family has history with these individuals. I imagine if I were in the area, their attention would be on me. And if their attention were on me above, then I imagine the rest of you would be able to get in below with less difficulty.
You are offering yourself as a distraction.
I am an excellent distraction.
I won't argue that point. All right.
Excellent narc too.
Clicks, just give it
No,
a
I
rest.
am not gonna let it go.
We'll deal with that later, okay? Can we just put a pin in it? Whatever that expression means. I don't know if that's relevant to the era that we're in. I don't know.
I've never worked in an office.
I understand that you have some grievances against us right now, but I really have a more important thing to deal with right now.
And I'm trying to help you do that in a way that doesn't get everyone dead, including the people you're trying to save.
All right. If Sito draws people's attention, then I'll leave it to you to get us there in a way that will allow us to quietly take down as many people as possible so that we can methodically take down as much of the ring as we can without anyone escaping and without anyone innocent getting hurt.
All right.
Agreeable compromise.
All right. In that case, I'm going to ask some of the people I was talking to last session about getting over to the dock district because I want to make some below board travel arrangements.
All right. Well, you've made enough contacts that that feel like they feel like they can do business with you. So yes, you're able to arrange a trip over that will not attract attention for any reasonable number of people you want to bring over.
Cool.
Like not a giant crowd, but like 4 or 5, sure.
Yeah. All right. We can slide on over then. The just me and a couple of the landwalkers, not a big deal.
Because Sito is actually trying to make herself known. So, okay,
Righto.
all right.
Subtlety, I'm down for. Not revealing myself, not so inclined.
All right. So, Sito, we'll fast forward a bit, and you guys are now over there. It is sort of late afternoon. It takes a little while to get over there and get things set up, but
Oh boy, late afternoon, my favorite time of day.
yes, Skitch, you've had.
Okay.
I will say this, Skitch. Cameron notices one other thing. Cameron notices that there's not been any food brought to you guys yet. Like, you get the impression they deliver food like once per day at best. Which
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
yes, actually it does. For a number of different reasons.
All right. This is just some fucking bullshit. God damn. All right.
This is all bullshit. I mean, it is.
But basically, he's sort of waiting for a period of time when, like, there's only probably still only 2 thugs, more or less.
That is currently what is going on.
And just he'll wait until I'm trying to bet whether he should pull. I think he's going to I'm trying to think of whether this is a matter of lure a guard into the cage or just have him come over and then beat the shit out of them through the cage. I don't know which one is a better option.
I imagine you'd have a lot of backup if you got him into the cage. But that's obviously harder to do.
Yeah.
Although, okay, so I'm not there, but I think it's a good question to ask. What has the general disposition of the guards towards the prisoners been? Have they been like the make the example types or just observing?
They are brute thugs, so probably the former. They do not seem well disposed to the prisoners, but they also seem very well instructed on don't damage the merchandise unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I do think Cameron's inclined to at least like verbally complain about there not being any food
Okay.
until one of the guards shows
Sure.
up.
But also, one important note I didn't mention, there are not a lot of... The cage you are in, Sketch, there's not really anybody else in your cage at the moment.
Oh, that's great. That's even better.
Fair enough. So you start complaining. Okay, sure. I'm not going to make you roll for anything of that. One of the guards comes up and says, "Look, shut it. You get fed at mealtime once per night, once per day. It's the evening meal. You get your food then."
Listen. I didn't get told anything about this when I got dropped off here. In fact, I didn't get told anything. I just woke up here. My stuff got stolen. I don't know what sort of accommodations these are supposed to be.
I don't even give this half a star.
The guard you can see the guard sort of like pinches the bridge of his nose. I don't know if you're stupid, unobservant, or just a wise ass. I'm leaning towards the latter. But
Sorry,
you
go
do know that you're in your merchandise, right?
Listen, I know that I'm supposed to be selling it all the time. That's what I heard when I was around my peers, but I don't think they meant it in this sort of sense. Irrespective, listen, if I'm the merchandise, I'm not sure why I'm not out in the front on the storefront where the customers can just see me, because I would have to think that I'm prime real estate, don't you think that,
Not my problem. That's the boss's problem.
Well, listen, since I'm not talking to your boss, hun, I'm talking to you, I'm gonna make it your problem for as long as you two are here.
Aaron mode activated.
Don't damage the merchandise. Don't damage the merchandise. Don't damage the merchandise. Don't damage the merchandise. He just sort of walks away muttering, "Don't damage the merchandise," under his breath. Walks away. Just walks away.
I'd like to see you try.
His hand twitches towards his sword, his weapon, the sword in his belt briefly, gets himself under control, and just starts walking away again.
I'll see you soon.
All right.
We're gonna come back with bags of oranges just to beat him.
We'll come back to that in a moment because I've got.
Hey, if it made the guy leave, then Cameron can just take the thing. That works just as well.
No, he's sort of just gone down to the other end of the hallway at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. By the way, Skitch, the other thing you can tell is the other guard is trying very hard not to laugh at his buddy because he thinks this is all hilarious.
All right, that's you can cut back to everyone else for the time being.
All right, so Sito and the rest of the party, you're all over in the general vicinity of the Black Anchor in the warehouse district. Sito.
Yep, I have a plan.
What is your plan?
So, as said, these individuals are familiar with my family, and there have been some rather distinct disagreements between both parties on numerous occasions. On the other hand, there's plenty of business contacts around in this area that are on good terms with my family, particularly my father. And so, under the guise of going off and, chatting up with the more friendly business associates in the area, Sito is going to make her presence known in the first place, and is even going to start a little bit of a performance and, just kind of look very, vulnerable.
Sure, I see what you're going for. Okay. All right. A little while later, Sito, one thing so here's what you guys notice. You do happen to notice that one of the members of the Black Anchor owner's family does happen to be in the area and does happen to notice you. Mm-hmm. They give you a look of pure venom. And then they have
I pretend to not notice them.
And then they have a look of, aha, I have a cunning plan go across their face.
I have a cunning plan.
Your impression of you have met this person before, and your impression of them that their level of cunning plan is that below Baldric.
Plan so cunning can stick a tail on it and call it a weasel?
Not that good.
Okay.
This is one of those people who wouldn't know a cunning plan if one painted itself blue, leapt up the table, and started screaming, I am a cunning plan.
Ah, gotcha.
As we continue the Blackadder references.
That's like what, number 5 over this campaign?
So they disappear back. They disappear back off over towards the Black Anchor warehouse. A little while later, I will say that Sito, you notice there's a larger preponderance of large, well-armed individuals who probably look like they work for the Black Anchor company in the general vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the group notice there are fewer large, well-armed individuals watching over the Black Anchor warehouse. A lot fewer.
Okay, then.
It's like, huh. Apparently, someone decided to draw down the watch people watching the place to go somewhere else for some reason.
I am high profile.
So, just a couple guys there, huh?
Oh yeah, they're basically just two dudes watching the door to the outside, the door in.
Let's sneak up behind them and press Q to do a double takedown.
That's
sure.
it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not even going to make you roll because Zito's plan is good, and I like it. So
All
yes,
right.
you double take down the two poor schmucko guards. You don't feel particularly sorry for them.
I mean, Bob's happy.
Sure. As you're doing this, you can't help but notice one other thing happening.
Mm-hmm.
The office, the attached office building. There's a sort of an office building which has the Black Anchor Company logo on it and such.
Right.
The top floor explodes into fire.
Oh dear.
Do I hear an explosion?
Yes, you do.
And I turned to Kalia.
Sweet.
And this is why we don't talk to the cops.
By the way, when the explosion happens, Cameron's gonna rip that bar out as he hears the explosion happening.
Sure, no problem.
When that explosion happens, I imagine Cito and everyone else starts looking at it, including all of the thugs that were,
You are correct.
clearly had no intentions.
Well, clearly, no, they had no bad intentions, none whatsoever. Nope.
We've got like
As soon as that goes off, I'm going to throw a 3rd level sleep spell on them, minimize their response.
They fall asleep. I'm not going to bother. Nope. Don't bother rolling.
Yep.
Oh man, they fainted at the sight of the explosion.
Yeah, damnedest thing.
And on my way I go.
All right, Cameron, you pulled the thing free. The guards are running around, sort of like, what the hell's going on? One of them is walking. The dude who you had a little discussion with is walking. Is near your cage at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to try to just knock him the fuck out, or at least smack the shit out of his face with the bar once he gets close enough.
Absolutely, clonk to the head. He falls over. Thud.
Sweet. I'm gonna.
No, you need to do the rejoinder first. I told you I'd see you again. Smack.
It's like, hey. It's like, hey. On second thought, no worries about dinner.
There you go.
I'm taking mine to go. Anyways. All right, so I'm going to loot whatever I can from him, like keys, whatever, or anything else.
Yep.
Cool.
Jailbreak.
Yep. That's basically what I'm doing immediately.
Yep. So you bust out. His buddy starts drawing his sword, and starts coming down the hall towards you.
Cool. Cameron just takes out a dagger from the the guard that was next to him just throws it at the other guard.
All right, thud! It slams into him.
And then
he is out of the fight.
Yeah.
As the dagger thuds into him and he collapses to the ground, you see standing behind him a about average height young woman dressed in basically sort of garb to basically conceal her face and make her very hard to notice, who had a dagger raised up behind the guy's back and looks very chagrined as the guy drops to the floor quite dead.
Cameron just like points at the person and will just sort of like just points at them, but otherwise his hands are like empty, and just sort of sizes them up a little bit. Like,
you say point, I'm assuming you mean like kind of like finger gun kind of pointing.
Yes.
She sort of shrugs, sticks the dagger back into lowers the dagger and starts searching the guy for keys.
Cameron like gives a thumbs up to that and tries to use whatever keys he has on the cells with the
yes, you're able to find keys on the guy you took out. The guy you clubbed.
Priority number 1, get the slaves get the cells open for the slaves.
As an aside, the young woman, I did not fully mention, the one distinguishing feature you can tell about the young woman is that she is a tiefling.
A tiefling?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder who this is.
I have no idea who this could possibly be.
Huh. Well, all right. Well, in any case, Cameron just sort of like gets to work popping open some cells, and will just sort of remark just like, well, good to know that I wasn't working. I'm not solo in all this right now.
Honestly, this makes things a little bit easier. Someone working from the inside makes things a lot easier. Excellent.
Well, I can't say I'm on the inside by choice. Still need to get my stuff before I get out of here.
How long have you been here?
I've no idea. Maybe a day.
Then odds are good that your stuff is still probably in the guard's room. They usually they probably haven't divvied it up yet to sell it off or keep it as they see fit. So it should still be here.
They better fucking not. Some of that stuff is primo. I don't want to lose any of it.
Fair enough.
Anyways, I take it. So what is your interest with this stuff here?
Let's just say I have a bit of an issue with the people involved in the slave trade, shall we say.
Well, that's easy enough to say. In one part, I'm just trying to get out. The other part, I overheard them planning on moving some of the ones in cell 13 tonight. So once I heard that, I'm like, oh, no. That's got to be taken care of right now. So.
Hey, I'm in agreement. My compatriot's probably in the process of dealing with the higher-ups, shall we say.
Compatriots?
She whatever my feelings on people involved in the slave trade are, hers are a bit more stringent than mine. Also, she's less subtle than I am.
Sounds like someone I know.
Meanwhile, in the exploded building, there's just like the Darth Vader scene at the end of Rogue One happening.
Basically, yes, actually.
But Cameron's just like, well.
I'll just put it this way: Marta is not subtle.
Now she doesn't say Marta, right?
No, she does not. You've no.
Yeah. So, but in any case, Cameron just.
It's totally not Karya and Marta. No, not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah. But like, Cameron's just like, well, in any case, thanks for your help here.
Yep. Let's. I'll escort some of these people out towards the outside. As I'll go, I'll show you where your stuff probably is.
Yeah, I'll help escort some of these with you too.
Yep. Great. All right. I'm going to cut over to the others infiltrating. So yes, as you go through, there are definitely some various guards and such in the way. How do you want to deal with them?
So Glick steps forward to say something, then Kalia proceeds to draw her axe. Well, I was going to try this nice, but...
Oh, Kalia is going to be nice.
Oh, are you?
She's going to start stalking down the hall with her axe drawn, and she's going to bellow, "I will give you one chance to surrender, otherwise you all die here."
I wonder if Cameron hears that.
Give me a perception check, Cameron.
11.
You in fact hear what sounds like Kalia's voice bellowing something along those lines. Yes.
Cameron's gonna be dumb and just yell.
Also, I'm gonna just.
You can give me yeah. Oh dear Lord! A 26 on the intimidate check.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that Cameron knows that's Kalia.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Sure.
That's
All right.
Lois and Mortis.
As the aura of the Reaper swirls around her, and she stalks down the hall.
Yeah, basically.
Like Kalia will hear in the distance. Hey, Kalia!
You guys actually you guys hear Cameron's voice from somewhere downstairs.
Good. Someone knows what the fuck is going on.
You know what the fuck's going on here?
Face Paul looks in space. And here's doing the same thing. Like, oh god.
There's the pinching of the nose.
Kalia shrugs and then keeps going down the hallway.
I imagine Cito is probably on site enough to hear this shit.
If you want to be sure.
It's like,
Well, all right. There are a number of guards who do in fact take the chance to basically drop their stuff and surrender. Then they're the bright boys who say, "I can totally take her." They can't.
All right. First one who comes up to me, I'm going to chop his head off with one stroke of my axe and keep on moving.
Yep. And there's another one who seems like they're trying to sneak up on you. Glix and Injure take care of the ones that are sneaking up.
That's gutted. Yeah.
Basically, they say, "Ha! We can totally ambush them." And why are the goblin and kobold tearing us to pieces? Also, what the hell?
Jesus Christ, he can breathe fire.
Up goes in, guts come out. Up goes in, guts come out.
Yeah, it's an Injure basically to breathe fire on someone. It's like, what the fuck? Why is the kobold breathing fire? This is what happens when basically, low CR guards are attacked by a level 5 party.
I'd like to imagine that there's like some skulky individual trying to take a choice shot with a crossbow, and then there's just like a beam of light
Yeah, sure.
as Cito joins in.
Yep. Freem.
I also just like the idea that Cameron's making friends with basically the terrorist that's involved with these assassinations, which is great.
If she's still there, Cito's probably going to look at her and go like, "Oh, nice to see you again."
We'll get to that in a bit. So yeah, Skitch, you actually do find the guard room. There's a couple of guards there who sort of like they're like they've decided, well, things have gone south. We're gonna take what loot we can and get the fuck out of here with it. As the door opens and the tiefling with you sort of flows by you and proceeds to basically gut the two of them without actually spending much effort at it.
Thanks. Oh, sweet, my gun. Nice.
Excellent.
All right.
Let's see if any of this stuff might belong to some of the people we let go while I'm at it.
Yeah, my check. Okay, this is the sword that killed Pyros. Cool, put that away.
The what now? The who?
Nothing.
Who?
Books.
Oh, whatever. Not my deal. I don't know who this whatever. Someone named Pyros got gacked. That's cool. I don't care.
Yeah, don't worry. It happened like 500 plus years ago, maybe.
So whatever. Not my problem.
Not your problem. Yeah.
History. Cool.
I will say that my my compatriots are in the nearby area. That's what I was yelling at.
I kind of guessed.
And from the sounds of it, they're helping out. So
I'm down. Honestly, one of the voices sounds kind of like someone I recently met.
Oh, well, that's neat.
Oh boy.
But yeah.
Well, my cover might be blown to some people I have randomly run across. Well, since they're going after slavers, they can't be all bad.
Oh, geez. I mean, I don't think any of them are fans of slavers, but I could say with certainty that some of them probably hate them with a capital H. You know.
Well, that's a plus in my book. Anyways, let's get stuff to the people who might need, whose stuff this might be. She runs back to the, she basically starts carrying a box of stuff out to the slaves that you guys have freed.
Cap's gonna help her just transport weapons and stuff to the slaves, just like.
I mean, most is not weapons, but like she looks at you carrying weapons, she's like, "Oh, that's a good idea." Why the hell did I not think of that?
hey, listen, okay, right? Listen. At the very least, they need to be able to defend themselves.
Oh yeah,
and, and at best, hell, they might take out some of these. They might take out some assholes in the process too. So.
I'm down.
better in their hands.
Oh, I agree. Don't leave it to these fuckers. At any rate, at about this time, as as stuff has been distributed, you guys sort of meet up in the middle of the warehouse, at the middle level of the warehouse, with the two groups meet up.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Well, just how?
What? How what?
How this? How are you here?
How about we worry about that later?
Yeah, indeed.
There's looting to be done. So you guys are already here. Where are they keeping the like not alive merchandise? The stuff we can move.
What?
Most of the stuff that's of actual value will be in the office building next door. My compatriots dealing with them.
Okay,
right.
Hopefully something worth selling will survive the explosions.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize the voice?
Oh yeah, it's very much Karia.
Okay.
She's not actually trying to hide it at the moment. Actually, she's like, I recognize these people. Okay, well, my cover's blown. Yeah. Whatever.
Well,
by the way, you totally missed the ledger in the hidden panel.
There was a fucking ledger?
Yeah!
Son of a bitch!
Well, I guess we know who performed the assassination now.
Well, it wasn't I didn't kill the bastard. I would have, but Marta had called dibs. Let's just put it that way. And when she's got someone she wants to take out, I don't stand between her and them.
Fair enough.
She seems to have a bit of a call sign. You may need to work on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kalia is going to grab one of the guards that has, thrown down their weapons and surrender, and just grab him by the shoulder and press them against the wall, and just going to say, "Where is your master?"
Last I saw, he was in his office.
Where?
Next door. Pointing at the building that's currently on fire.
Hey, can I ask a question real quick? Where's the food so we can make sure that the slaves that we're letting free are fed on the way out?
The kitchen's over there.
Just everyone grab a gift bag on their way out. The slave.
Zito is going to look to Cameron and Kyra, I think you said her name was?
Karia.
And is just going to be like, "Are we clear, or is there anything else we need to tend to here?"
Well, I just want to make sure that the people that have been holding off should get out of here safe. Then I'm going to go find Marta and make sure she doesn't, burn everything to the ground.
If you don't mind, Zito, I'll probably go help with the slaves and all that stuff right now.
That's fine. I don't mind going to into the office and tending to things there.
All right. Besides, I don't really know too much about what's going on outside of what I've gleaned here. Might as well leave any business upstairs with those that are more in the know.
I imagine we'll have a long debrief afterwards.
Kalia is grabbing some clothing from some of the dead guards and is soaking some of it in water and tearing off strips of it and stuff and fashioning herself some wet rags and a mask.
Aha.
Not a bad idea.
I know where you're headed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kalia, I might suggest against that. It would make it a bit difficult to corroborate that there was, in fact, a slaving ring here, if there is not a slaving ring remaining.
I would also like to point out that right after the police officer gently nudged us in this direction, another fire broke out.
Yeah, no, we're totally ending up on the block for this. So,
Listen, okay. Listen, as far as I tell, I've already been in prison once today. Whatever. I I got slaves.
Like that's not what Cito's angle is at all.
No, that's what Cameron's saying to Glix before he just goes off to help with Kyrie with the slaves. Yeah, and making small talk in the process, probably.
Honestly, Word, I don't quite get what you're saying.
I'm saying that it's like, oh, hey, vigilantes went and broke up this slaving ring. Yeah, there's a slaving ring there. Just look look. It's not hard to find. As opposed to, well, supposedly it was a slaving ring, but there's nothing but smoldering ruins now, so we can't tell.
Well, we're not blowing up this building.
Yeah.
True, but if there's any ledgers or any evidence, it's probably in the other building.
You might have a few witnesses.
Yeah, well, there's that too. And I mean, Kalia is not concerned with destroying the building that they're currently in. She's just going to make sure that the people responsible in the other building don't get out of that building alive. Aside from Marta.
Sure.
That's probably
She's not.
Yeah, my interpretation was that you were going to set this place on fire.
No. He was going to stalk into the burning building. Was what
No. Okay, if that's the case, then yeah, never mind.
I'm going to do one of the dumbest things that you can do, but I'm taking precautions first.
I'm just going to point out for a place that's underwater, there's a whole lot of burning buildings here.
Yeah, stop setting my underwater city on fire.
I should think you guys would have a pretty good bucket brigade going on. Loot. Rifle pockets.
I'm hungry and I need dinner at some point, but before that I got work to do. So see y'all later.
All right.
There's just like a big disagreement over what to do next.
Out of the bag.
There's just this big disagreement in the party of what to do. It's like, no, we should just leave and get the prisoners out. Oh, no, we got to make sure that the ringleaders are killed. Now we got to loot everything. And Cameron's just like, can we stop by Subway? Like, just like I really, really need to eat a sandwich.
Oh gosh, Subway. Are you sure you are in favor of torturing people? Okay, well,
whatever.
I have already compared Cameron to Shaggy Roberts once this session.
I mean, come on, guys. If anything, we're going to Arby's.
I like Arby's.
All right. Anyways, let's
move on. Kalia goes to stalk
into the.
Kalia goes to stalk off into the burning building.
I did want to mention one thing on the way out when Cameron leaves, and that is Glix might notice the sword that's strapped on Cameron's back that was definitely not there the last time he saw Cameron. But that's just an aside.
When did you start using a sword?
I'm going to check to see if the sword is dex-based. If it is, then I actually have something here. So cool if it is. That'd be dope. Anyway, so meanwhile...
I hadn't thought about that.
I hadn't thought about that either. Anyway, so we make our way over with the best respiratory protection we can muster.
Yeah. All right, so those who are stalking into the burning building...
I'm just.
This is for the people who are doing that. If you are doing something else, that is fine.
Oh, I'm waiting for guys trying to get out.
That's fine. You're waiting outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna gut anyone leaving.
All right.
Najir's probably going to go in because Najir is kind of like the impromptu fire brigade here.
Fair enough. All right. So
Cito has some fire brigadiering as well.
All right. So Kalia, I know you're in there. Anybody else who's with Kalia, they're welcome to be there. But as you sort of stalk in, you do find some people who are very clearly they're not guards, shall we say. The guards, basically, as you stalk in, you notice that there are several bodies of guards who've been hacked down, that very clearly by someone who was coming in. Somewhat. Mm-hmm. So the person who came in, very clearly, they came in and sort of backstabbed their way through these people pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's like their entry was fairly stealthy, despite that they were murdering people.
She held Q. Okay.
Yes. Oh no, she does not do non-lethal takedowns.
I mean, they are cooler, admittedly.
But yeah, the building's burning. You do see, a few people like trying to very clearly. You see some very, let's say, heat-stricken Merfolk trying to flee the building, who are very clearly like accountant types and such. As you're stalking in, they're coming stalking like, oh no, not another one! Please, I'm just an accountant. I just do the books.
I imagine your ledgers would be very useful, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Well, they're up.
Intimidation is not one of my better skills, but it is a good skill of mine.
Give me a roll if you'd like. 19. That's a good roll. There's you might be able to find like one of the. Most of my stuff.
How about you present them to interested authorities? Hmm?
Well, they're upstairs in the. I have to go back up. I don't want to go back up and get.
Tell them the goblin out front that you're cooperating. Don't walk out the door before you do. And stay where he can see you.
I just like, oh, they're upstairs. You should have thought about that before you worked with slavers now, okay?
I mean, basically, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's very clear he's like, yes, the account in question. So as you work your way through, you run into various functionaries who are of various sorts. Some are less willing to listen, and you can deal with them as you see fit. But there is a moment.
Pick them up, throw them into one of the burning buildings.
Oh dear lord. Okay. Eventually the one you ran into downstairs does in fact duck into a burning room, comes out a bit scorched, but with a mostly intact ledger, and goes slithering down the ramp. Yeah, as an aside, yeah, there are no stairs in this building.
Just ramps.
Oh,
Yeah.
ramps. Okay.
I'm shocked.
But as you get up to the more
my ankles.
to the more Bernie levels, you do run into you hear basically what sounds like blades clashing, and then a horrifying screech and a wet thud. Sort of the sound of the wet sort of slushing noise of a blade being thrust into someone's body, and a gurgling noise. You see a very well dressed merfolk who very clearly knows exactly all the right clothes to buy and all the stuff to make himself look like he is big shot. Yet he still has that sort of used car salesman grease about him.
Mm-hmm.
As he comes slithering around the corner with a panic in his eyes, as you hear footsteps coming around the corner, you see backlit by flames. You're fairly certain it's Marta, but it's also very well just going to be an avatar of death and destruction comes stalking up behind, backlit by fire.
Oh, do you mind if I take care of this one?
Are you talking to her or to me?
I'm talking to her.
He doesn't live.
Oh, no. I don't have any compunctions about that. Just have some history is all.
Oh. Well, slave trader, you get a little bit of extra time to say your prayers, and then I'm intrigued to see how this will go. She says, she proceeds to start cleaning her sword. That's dripping with quite a bit of blood at the moment. He sort of looks up. You. This is your fault. This is your family's fault.
No, this is your fault. I just happen to be in the area, and you have tried to hurt my family before, and it is not appreciated.
You tried to ruin my reputation. Your father.
I think you've ruined your own reputation.
Bah! I only trade in things that people want that people want to pay for. Not my fault. Not my problem. Someone wants to pay for stupid shit.
And Jir's like, well, guess what? Looks like you're the one who's going to be paying for it now.
Your rationalizations are hollow. It would seem that in trying to interfere with my father's business of raising, you've sunk yourself.
What? How does that what, bah!
And she'll just kind of look to Marta and just be like, just kind of gesture, go ahead.
Marta shrugs. She looks over at Kalia and sort of raises an eyebrow. It's like, do you want to do this or do you want me to do it?
Morna's like, I just cleaned my sword, and
Kalia's just like vibrating. It's like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, Kalia is going to grab him by the skull and slam his head into the wall.
Fuck! Ah!
And she's going to do it until he stops screaming.
That happens eventually. You hear a sort of a... I'm impressed. We should probably get out of here before the place burns down. Oh, right! I'm supposed to loot stuff.
Actually, regarding that, when the accountant comes out. So, thank you.
You're...
No. Now, where are you keeping the stuff all you skimmed off the top? Because you definitely skimmed off the top.
Well, I keep the stuff I skimmed in a lockbox in the bank. Here's the key.
Thanks. Pleasure doing business.
Box 39.
He
has this look of, I get to walk out of here alive. I'm okay with this.
I
You
like to think that
hard bargain, but
It's like, I saw the crazy woman with the sword in the fire.
I have run the numbers and they do not look favorable.
I like to think that as they're leaving and they go by like the kitchen area, they see a line of slaves like by the kitchen as food distribution is happening.
Yeah, sure.
Man, it turns out they did have good stuff the whole time.
They
had stuff to feed the guards, so yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't just have gruel. Yeah, you can see Marta going looting. God, crap. Well, the stuff in the top floor is on fire. Hopefully they got some stuff on this floor.
So you're on your vacation, are you?
That's a...
We ran into your compatriot in the other facility.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad that went as well as possible. She says that she's ransacking the place. Vacation
it seems we both had similar plans at the same time.
Vacation is a euphemism she likes to use, that Karya likes to use for what we're up to.
I would definitely like to speak more with you two, but I do feel like it would be prudent for us to have that discussion at a later time at a different location.
That seems like a good idea. We're planning. We've got plans to get the heck out of here very soon.
As vacationers do.
Oh, indeed. Ooh, that looks valuable. She says, throwing stuff into a bag. You guys should grab some stuff too, either to keep for yourselves or to placate the authorities. I don't care.
Oh, we have convinced a generous soul to provide testimony and evidence.
Oh, good.
From this establishment.
Excellent. If you guys are at all friendly with the cops, with the watch, she reaches into around. We were going to leave this at the precinct, but if you want to deliver to them, she says, tossing a book to Cito. That is Jan Bossman's business ledgers. You might be able to make more use of that than I will.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, that'll get a nice price.
Yeah,
I think our business is done here.
Okay. Good to see you, and glad to see we at least as far as this is concerned, we're on a similar wavelength.
Indeed. I had a feeling we'd be seeing each other again. Admittedly, this isn't quite what I had in mind, but I'll take it.
On the plus side, hopefully there won't be a slave ring where next week we go that'll have to murder everybody in. I'd like to have at least a little time off from that.
One must have their hobbies.
Mm.
And
we can get back to what Kari wants to do.
Right. So with that, Cito is suitably satisfied with the situation and will slip away. I was doing way more alliteration there than I was intending on.
All right.
What are you doing, Kalia, by the way?
Cito will slip away. Kalia is going to kick open a window and is going to
make the backdraft flare.
Yeah, that's it. But
well, the floor you're on is not currently on fire; it's just filled with smoke.
That's fine. She'll basically get boxes of stuff and chuck them out the window.
Okay.
Because fewer trips up and down the stairs, basically.
Fair enough.
Just that's going down there. I don't care what's in it. It might be files. It might be valuables. Whatever. It's going down there. So
yeah, at least one box with Chinaware falls down and shatters, but most of it seems to survive the fall. Oh yeah, I don't imagine you care.
Yeah, no.
But yes, Glix, you do hear one box fall. You see a box fall out the window. One of them does fall down, and you hear something that sounds expensive break.
Wince. It's okay. I've got the key to the lockbox. Everything's fine.
The lockbox falls next to you.
Oh, the one at the bank.
And Jira's like, I hope there's only one bank in this city. Otherwise, we're going to be here for a while.
There usually is only one bank in a medieval city. But
there are technically two. There's the Sulteshi Bank, and there is also the bank from the Mages Academy. They've got a branch, which is also their embassy, but because of course it is. But yes, a bunch of valuable things are tossed out. Eventually, you do see Marta comes sort of almost like she's sort of skipping out of the building. She seems much more cheerful than any of you have seen her, than you saw her in the previous times. And Karia sort of looks at, well, she looks like she's in a good mood.
Yeah. Anything worthwhile in the boxes? Yeah.
Some stuff's valuable, yeah, and some stuff looks like it. It's mostly paperwork.
I don't care about paperwork.
I know you don't.
That's why it's in there.
But there's some valuable things. Marta skips up to Kari and says, "All right, I'm done. We should probably get going. If all the slaves are okay." Kari nods. Yep, that's a lot of it. You're probably right. We should probably get going. It's a pleasure to have seen all of you again. If we meet up again, I hope we can actually have an actual conversation as opposed to this.
I think it brings people together. Jared looks around. Wanton murder.
Nobody died who didn't deserve it. Anywho,
all right. Well, maybe sometime we'll get that game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's like, yeah, sure. You hear Marta sort of chuckling at it. It's like, I'm in a much better mood now. Let's go.
Which did the accountant tell me which bank it was in?
He did not mention, but you do notice
key
that
should tell me.
The key does tell you, yes. It is in fact the first bank of the academy.
Okay. So that should be in the foreigners district. Excellent.
Yes, it should be.
I was thinking it was probably where it was going to store it. It's basically a Swiss bank account.
It's basically a Swiss bank account, isn't it?
I was kind of hoping that it was going to be in the Sulteshi Bank, and it'd be like, fuck, I have to ask Cito to go get it.
Nah, I would not ask Cito to go get it.
I know.
It's more like if it's in the Sulteshi Bank, then the local police can claim it as evidence, whereas if it's in the Swiss Bank, they don't really have any grounds to do that.
Also, ground schmounds. They don't want to piss off. They don't want to piss off the academy.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm pretty sure the party will go to the kitchen to collect Cameron.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
He's just like wearing a chef's hat,
he-
serving stuff to hungry people.
Well, yeah, he's
He's a
helping with
cooking
food
knife that reads
distribution.
Jaxie on the side.
No,
Hey, Cam, you got your friends fed? Because we should probably get going.
I mean, it's just distributing what we can around here as much as we can. I think I got most of them settled. I mean, we'll have to obviously get them out of this general area so that they can, well, be reunited with their families or otherwise. But how many total? Quick question, Peter. How many total slaves were there?
About 15 or so.
Okay, so it was easy enough to kind of get them fed and stuff like.
Oh yeah.
I would say, yeah. Well, we'll probably want to get these at the very least. We can, if we need to get any sort of evidence about what's going on. Well, there's a whole bunch of witnesses here.
Yeah. Leave it for the cops. We got the paperwork. We got the ledgers. We're good.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I'm good to go.
All right. Let's get back. By the way, we're underwater.
Wait, where are we again?
Welcome to my home
Gosh.
city.
What's the name of your home city? Because I don't know what any place is named at this time.
Sultesh.
Yeah, Sultesh, what I said.
Okay. Now I can make the connection there. Yeah, you have to forgive me. I guess for as long as I've been here, I've been in one of those. They've been in a cell here.
Yeah, I kind of figured. So what happened? You fall through the door and end up instead of underwater, in a cell. 'Cause
No,
it seems like you're kind of luck.
no. Beforehand, I was in.
Before you guys, as you were walking away, by the way, you do notice
Yeah.
the city watch has arrived. They did arrive at some point.
Oh, we were avoiding the city watch.
I know you are, but you do notice that detective, that young detective, does in fact see you guys. Detective Vale sees you guys, but he very much also very obviously does not see you guys.
Right.
He's making
Yeah,
very
I
important
see
point.
you, but I don't see you. Right.
Right. He's like, yep, okay, there they are. Great, wonderful. No, officer, you do not see anybody over there. Just some slaves that have somehow escaped during the confusion.
So
I happen to have message,
Mm-hmm.
and I will zip him one that just says further evidence. Come meet later.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so you guys move along, and you can get back to discussion. I just want to make sure that
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that the city watch is actually they're doing stuff that they're supposed to be doing. It's like there's a fire busted out. We should probably rally the water brigades and shit and et cetera, et cetera.
So
I'm
Cameron
gonna
will
go
then
to the
look to.
bank before we go back to the inn, just in case someone has an extra key and is trying to bake off with what I've rightfully stolen.
You're trying to take what I've rightfully stolen.
So Cameron will say, well, as a matter of fact, when I stepped through the door, I was in a mansion, basically.
Okay.
As far as I can tell, I think you might find this interesting, Kalia. I think I was in the mansion of Puros.
Huh.
Oh, is that the guy who we killed?
No, we killed an avatar of Puros, but we didn't kill Puros himself. I would know because I think I saw his skeleton in the mansion.
Oh, did he take part of his bones? But that's worth a lot.
No. I just took the
Bones
sword
are-
that was embedded in it.
All right, that's almost as good.
I'm curious if we have a theological concern here. Wait. if Pyros is already dead, then how was there an avatar of his power?
It was
I know
sort of,
gods are dumb. They do that
it was
sometimes.
sort of divine echo, really, but
Yeah. So then somebody, oh gosh, I think they might. I'm not sure what they were. The robes were kind of obscuring. They're wearing like gray robes. Couldn't see them. It said something about an anomaly, which I guess was probably me. Tried to play dumb, didn't work, so I
You're so
booked
good
it
at
out
it,
of
though.
there. I booked it out of there, and as soon as I got out of the building, I fell into some alley, passed out, and then woke up in the cell.
Huh.
So you have specifically had a detour before winding up in roughly the same place that we did.
That's weird.
That would be the case, yeah.
Or at least it didn't end up like in the future again. Like a different future, far away.
No, but the main bits of information about it that are concerning are, one, well, the only thing I was able to steal from the property of it was literally this sword. I got the blisters on my hands to prove it. Turns out
Point
that a
of
sword,
fact, if they've been dead for long enough, it's archaeology, not theft.
irrespective, you know what I mean.
Kind of weird. It's still grave robbing.
all right. I would like, by the way, Kalia and Injir, both of you may make when you see the sword, may make a religion check if you would like.
Fair enough.
All right. +3.
13. Very average for me.
13.
You don't want to.
Okay, injury. An 8 is not good enough for this. 13 is actually plenty good enough. Actually, Kalia, that sword looks almost exactly like the sword that the unnamed king is usually depicted as wielding. Just saying.
Okay.
The god of the god that is favored in Cardul. The god of the sun and war and other things.
I think you may have witnessed exactly how it was that a particular battle in the War of the Gods resulted.
I figured as such. Cameron sort of holds the sword. From what you said earlier, Peter, I guess the only reason why I ask is I'm thinking, oh man, it'd be nice for Cameron to have a finesse compatible melee weapon.
Yeah. I don't know what type of sword it is technically, so maybe.
Well, we could work that out there for sure. But but anyways, Cameron sort of this sort of remarks. I mean, yeah, it might have been the case. It then makes me wonder, when hearing the echoes of betrayer and stuff like that, who was being referred to in that case, and this might be a clue to that. But
you might want to not let too many people see that sword.
Well, that is certainly
Well, it's definitely crazy magic. It was soaked in god blood.
Cameron will just sort of shrug a little bit. It's it felt like the only thing that everything else that I could have taken that would have been any sort of evidence about where I was basically dehydrated and too fragile to collect. So, but I guess from my perspective, I'm glad I was able to help out on whatever was going on here. But
Dehydrated. So the place that you're in was decrepit.
No, just very, very hot. I mean, a little decrepit, but it was mostly hot. Because it was in the plane of fire, effectively. More or less.
So you're in a house where everything was on fire, but the house wasn't on fire?
Yeah. The house itself wasn't on fire, but everything outside of it was.
So you were the opposite place that we were.
I guess.
Yes.
I actually hadn't thought of that, but yes.
But
that wasn't actually intentional.
Anyways, but with that being said, that's what I can report as to what I saw. As to why was I given that detour, I can't say.
You definitely got like some. Like that tavern store definitely has some wonky bits with you, man. Because you've been. This is the second time it's been crazy at you.
I thought you were going to comment about the blisters on my hands. They'll heal. They'll be fine, Glix. Don't you worry. You know.
What? You're walking around. You're eating. You're fine, right? It's not like it's poison or anything. It's not poison, is it?
Gosh, imagine poisonous fire. That would be the worst.
I've heard of it. It's like green, and it's weird.
All right. Well, irrespective, I still haven't eaten yet, so.
Yeah. Saw a couple decent stalls along the way. Let's go.
We should recover, and then I think we'll need to start making plans for where we go next.
Indeed. I think this is a good break point, as an aside. Unless there's something you guys want to, a little bit of RP you guys want to handle before we wrap up.
Oh yeah, we can do a little RP if anyone else has other things you want to discuss with Cameron or otherwise.
I know that Nick has to get going in a little while, so
yeah,
I gotta go real soon. So
that's why I figured A, it's a good break point, and B, it's good time. So why don't we wrap? We can wrap here, and we can pick up any RP stuff next time.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right, good. So that's going to do it for this episode, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're watching us live on Twitch, we'll be around I'll be on stream for a little bit longer afterwards. But if you're watching us on YouTube, thanks for watching. We record the show live on Twitch at twitch.tv/MechaJam most Saturday afternoons, starting at roughly 2 p.m. Eastern, usually. Though the game usually starts a little bit later than that. But anyways, that's what's going to do it for this week. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Everybody.